Welcome to Inside the Mind Face-to-Face, Episode 1. Today we are joined by a true craftsman behind the keys, producer Ricky Taylor.
NSGTS on the beat.
Take me through the meaning behind NSGTS.
Yeah, so like NSGTS is like the true origin of it for real before I even was really heavy on making beats. It came from me just being a fan of Dom Kennedy and like his like West Side Get the Money. And so I like, at first it was like, you know, the North, because at the same time, you know, I was heavy on Game of Thrones too. So I was like, the north side get the money. The North was always on top on Game of Thrones, but that's another conversation. Yeah, bro. So that's where it came from, and then that was like the first Instagram in college, and then I had to delete it, and then I made another one, and then I made it again, and then now I made different acronyms of it. A lot of the homies got different acronyms of what it means for them. But like for me, it's just like never stop, getting the sounds. Like, cause I'm big on sounds, like with like, just being a beat maker, producer, sounds is like seeing colors, and then like never stop going to shine, almost like letting your light shine. And then it's just really in the GTS, like not shit. What a couple of the homies say not shit. What they say? Not shit, going to sleep. And then it's just like, different acronyms. But that's really where it came from. And then like, it just like stuck with it as like, just like being a producer, just like that's where it came from. So it's like, I do have a producer name, but I really don't. And then it's like, that's where it's at in SGTS. So I roll with that. But at the same time, my name's Ricky Taylor, Ricardo, named after my pops. But yeah, that's funny. I knew that was gonna come, so I was ready for that one for sure. Definitely was ready for that one.
So what is your earliest creative memory?
Earliest. That's a good question. I would say definitely being a kid, like being on drums, like playing drums, being around records. As a young kid, also with my uncle, because he was DJing and he had like the vinyls, the real turntables and all that. And then he also PlayStation 1 had the music generation or something like that, and like it was like a game like to make beats and stuff like that. So like at a young age, like just I think that's where it really started, like seeing drums in the church and playing drums, and then gradually getting older, listening to music, hearing all the different music as a kid. And yeah, so like I would say that's where it started, at the first being creative as a young kid.
Is that when you would say you first knew you wanted to become a musician?
I would say yeah. At the same time, as a kid, I wanted to be a basketball player, but I think that's what, I didn't know my calling at the time. So like I would say that's where like that was like almost natural. Like, how they say some kids grew in the state of Indiana, had a ball in their hand. Like I almost had like a drumstick in my hand, like being in church and like just being around drums. And like, yeah. Like I taught myself how to play drums as a kid. I remember like I don't vividly remember the stories, but like I remember hearing the stories of family members telling me like in the church, my grandpa, because my grandpa was a pastor, so I was in his church, and people tell him, get that baby off the drums, and he'd be like, no, let him stay.
How would you describe your style?
Man, damn, that's a great question. I haven't, nobody really's never asked me that. I would say my style is out of the pocket. It's not in the pocket, like speaking from a drummer standpoint, but it's sometimes in the pocket because I'll dial it back in. But I would say I'm out of the pocket. my style, I feel like I'm always listening to, like, when I'm listening to different producers or beat makers, so like I'm like, picking, different, the ears always working. I'm taking different, styles or different ingredients or whatever they mixing up. But I feel like my style, for me, now I pinpoint back to the question, I would say it's more just tailored to me. Like I almost a reference off my last name, like, and then the play of a tailor, that do clothes. Like it's going to be tailored for whoever I'm working with.
What drum machine do you use?
So some of the drum machines that I use, well, the first drum machine that I purchased, that I used, that I fell in love with, was a machine. It's Native Instruments. So a lot of like the early stuff was all on machine, and then that was like the first drum machine hands-on that I got. And then after that, I got a 404, the MK2, when that dropped. And then recently I just bought the sample, which that's been fun. And then I've been using Serato Studios, the slab also. And then there's some more stuff that I want, but for right now, that's where I've been just jumping from different, like, I'd say, like, I've been arsenal, like, weapons of my choice, weapons. So, the machine, getting on that's like home right there. That's just like comfortable. But, with the 404, it's process time. That's a different, process of making beats on there. It's fun. And then with the sample, it's been fun learning too, like diving in something new, like grabbing that. And so, that's really it for right now. That's the weapons of choice, for real.
What kind of audio software do you use? And then also, what's your thoughts on a DAW versus a drum machine?
So the DAW, I'm gonna take the first DAW I actually bought was Reason. So like I don't use it that much. I really don't use it at all. But I would say the sounds on Reason was amazing when I first got it. And then what else? I did mess with FL for a little bit, but like it really wasn't my thing. Like the timing, like it's a whole, that FL is where a lot of people started off at, I know, like even some of the homies, but I never really dove into FL like that. But my thing with the DAW, I'm not really, I know some people like, prefer the DAW. I know some people prefer like a machine, a standalone. Me personally, it's whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you use, like, whatever gets the job done. Like, I also, like, I didn't even mention, like, I use Koala too. Like, that's like on my phone. And they got that on the iPad too, the app. But like, I use that like just to get some quick ideas. Like if I'm feeling something, like I got some samples already loaded up on files and drum machines or drum breaks. Not drum machine, but drums and drum breaks, whatever, chop it up right there on the phone. But like, that's where, and then I would transfer that over to like either Serato Studios or to machine. But man, to me, I love diving into both, like the laptop and the machine too, like a different machines also. So yeah.
Some of your biggest influences and inspirations?
Man, we can be here all day. I take a lot of influences from everywhere, but some of the biggest, of course, without, obviously Dilla, Madlib, Alchemist, 40, Lord Large Professor, to Pete Rock, to it's so many. Chuck English to Key Wayne. I was crazy outside. Man, there's so many producers, even like local producers here though. Like, I see their stuff and like I like hear them, and they'll fire me, like fuel me, like okay, I need to get on my stuff. I need to get in the gym. But man, there's so many like dope producers that you just Ski Beats. Man, I could be here all day just naming producers, but a lot of those guys is like the pioneers, like of the sound. Like that's what I meant by earlier, just like listening to those guys and just taking how they used to chop us, how they'll chop a sample, or how they will loop a sample, or how they will do this, and knowledge of course, Flying Lotus. I know my brain be everywhere. Kanye, of course.
What would you consider the perfect sample?
Man, I'm still I'm still looking for the perfect sample. I haven't even found the perfect sample, because it's like every time you hear a sample and it's like, damn, that's fire. And then you hear another one, it's like, whoo, like that's crazy. And it's like you get chills, you get like it's a crazy feeling, like you almost feel it in your soul. Like, I don't know, like I think I told like my the fiance, but I've never really told like most people. I'm finna say it in an interview, but like whenever and I've had this feeling since I was a kid. It don't matter what music or genre it is. Like if I feel it, like I almost bring a tear to, like almost like want to cry, bring a tear. So it's like even like hearing like, so I'm still searching for the perfect sample, but like sometimes when I hear like that bass line or hear something crazy, it's like, I don't know, it's like a feeling that it's even hard to explain. Like hearing a Dilla, like hearing how he flipped some of that like Get Money and like all that stuff, and like I don't know, it's crazy. Like, but like,
so are you like a crate digger?
Oh yeah, I'm a big crate digger. I love crate digging. Like that's like almost the real true essence of like hip hop, digging through that, feeling the dust on those records, like in the record store, and like pulling out one. It looks all disgusting, by the cover, but it can be like what you just said, that beautiful like sample or whatever you hear of like a chord progression, or you might hear some drums on a record and chop them up. Big crate digger though. We got a lot of records, and then like dive back into it. Like I feel like seeing my mom was did records, and like her brother, and then like my uncles, like my dad's side, like just being around records and seeing that type of stuff. So yeah, big record collector and like crate digging.
What's your favorite song that you've produced?
That's a good question. I haven't. Dang. Oh man, my favorite song. I really don't. So I don't listen to a lot of the music that I put out after it's out. I just don't listen to it. Like sometimes I will listen to it, like go back. Oh man, dang. You put me on the spot. I wasn't ready for this question. I would say I'm gonna do a top 5, because I do got some favorites. No, I'm gonna put 5. Is it Hellraiser? I'm gonna put 5 Hellraiser. That's Zeus. I just love seeing like the energy when people perform, like when he performs that, and seeing the people go crazy. And then it's like the drums on that is like kind of not your typical trap pattern. So it's like an offbeat, so like hearing people go crazy and hearing like different drummers, whoever's performing with him. 4, I would have to say, dang, I can't think of the name of the song, but it's on this March Mayhem tape that we dropped, I think a couple years ago. It's with like Cozy and Black J. I'll put that as 4. That's like some archives. 3, man, there's so many good, like every song comes to my head now. It's a song, the homie from, I think it's In the Park. The homie from that had me flip that, and it was just like, I just loved like the old sample though with that, so I'll put that there. And then 2, I would have to, it's one of Sin's song. I think it's Story of My Life. That's up there. And then number 1, I would have to be biased, but I'll have to put My Wife Likes to Rap Too, because it's such a chill beat. It's one of those beats where you can just like have it on loop all day. And then when I heard, like, man, that's a really good song. I haven't heard it in a while. Well, I have. I'm lying. I played it the other day at a beat show. But like, even with that sample, like, that's one thing. The beauty of like what rap and like hip hop and producers like taking a song from a different genre and flipping it into like a boom bap, a chill rap song. So yeah, and there's a lot. I'm missing so many. There's some classics out there, some good beats over good raps. More to come too, for sure.
So what is Collective Sounds? Tell me about that.
Collective Sounds is a group of the homies here, and it's really, you know, us like coming together, like pushing each other, you know, a different aspect, a different light, where we can, like, you know, everybody display and show their talent. And when it comes to just art, music, rap, visuals, photos, clothes, just, you know, we're taking it back to like how it used to be, just like a team, one unit, moving us together, like a brotherhood, a sisterhood, and it's us just, just, inspiring others to like show like it's love, and like people can come together and work, and it ain't no like, everybody can do with the same thing what they trying to do. Like it ain't no like, it is like somewhat competition, but at the end of the day, like we want to see each other shine. So it's like we, that's what it is. It's about just pushing each other and like getting it out there and just moving as one, as a unit, and just, bringing different sounds and blessing people's ears for real.
What does South Bend mean to you?
South Bend means a lot to me. That's where I grew up. That's where I, learned a lot. Graduated from high school here. I moved here very, very young from, another city, but like South Bend's been everything. Just growing, like the culture, the talent. It's home. It's really just, been everything as far as like just shaping me as a man, and shaping, my sound, and listening and hearing others, and having trials and different things happening. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's home, and like you can always come home, you know what I'm saying, and show love. And then, we might not always get the love back, but at the same time, it's love, for real. So it's, South Bend is like, it's been everything. I just, I remember like first coming here as a kid, and like, it's so different now. Like, it's crazy how time flies and things change, but like South Bend then as a kid, it was still fire. Like, I mean, I don't know as far as like what we're doing, like there's probably those that were doing it that was, breaking the, and, a start. But like, I just remember coming here as a kid, like mind blown, as like going to like church musicals, like church afternoon programs and like services, and hearing like fire choirs and fire musicians, and just like everybody was just like, in their bag, like killing. And then like fast forward to now, it's like everybody's now killing. It's like a scene here now. Like, this wasn't going on like this when I was in high school or even like in college, but like now the art scene is like huge, it's popping. You got all type of stuff happening. You got like this venue, right next door, like doing stuff on the fly every day. You got the Lang Lab. You got different places of resources that you can go and create. Like at the library, they got studios. You got the Dream Center, the Black. It's just all different type of places. And then you got all different, you got Grammy nominated musicians and artists and like every walk of life, Stellar Award winners and all types of just like you can see like the talent and what South Bend can produce. Like, South Bend is really everywhere. Like for real, for real.
What is one album you can't live without?
Whew. Man, there's so many. Damn. There's one album I can't live without. Dang, there's so many good albums. Oh my god.
You're on that desert island. You got
Man, I'm on that desert island. I'm on that desert island. No water. I got the greatest album of all time. Man. So it's like, dang. I'm thinking about every genre right now. Every like R&B album, rap album. I'm a big R&B head too. A lot of people don't know that, but big R&B head. And got some R&B music coming out too with the bro Free, aka Swish. But man, dang. So okay. I'm on this island. And I gotta choose one album, and I think I'm gonna have to the album. Okay, I'm gonna have to go My Twisted Dark Beautiful Fantasy, because it's just like that's where we at. Like the vibe, it just depends. I can start off. You ain't got no Yeezy in the Serato, and it's like I got. So it's like. Yeah, it have to be that. And then there's so many albums. That's a question that we can be all day, but yeah. Dang. But that's the album. We're gonna go with that. That's where we at. That's where we at. That's a great album. It didn't have the video, remember the video with the movie that came with it, so I have that somehow projecting off the ocean or something. I don't know. Be the one movie yeah, that's the one. No, if it was gonna be one movie, it's gonna have to be. It's between two. My real friends, they know me. It's two movies that I can't go without. It's Rush Hour 2 and Harlem Nights. And it's like, those are like my two. I love them, bro. And then Life is right there too. But yeah, I guess those three and then that album. Then I'm cool. I'm on the island. Some beautiful black cinema. Right there. Yeah.
What advice would you give to your younger self, or just any other young creative out there?
Don't let no one I know everybody says this, but don't let nobody really discourage you or hold you back, or get your ideas out there, and always just go with your gut. For real, just go with your gut. Go with your first instinct. It's okay to have that plan B, but always go plan A, and then have that C back up. But it's don't hesitate and just keep going. Even if you have different, if you have number of I don't know, let's say if you have 10 dreams that you're trying to do, try to figure out a way to do all of them, get them out. But just and then just don't quit either. Just don't quit. Just keep going. There's always gonna be days when the sun's gonna shine and it's not, and it's gonna rain, and then it came back out like it did today and it's shining.
Why is music important to you?
Man, it's literally my life. I love music. It don't matter what time or day or what's going on, I might be listening to something, or I just love music. And I love all different shades of the blue when it comes to music. I love hardcore rap, turn up rap. I love the new school rap. you know, what the kids are listening to. I love old school. I love, you know, jazz. I love R&B. I love, you know, gospel, blues. It just sets the vibe. It just gets you right. Like, you know, they say drums. They say, I don't know. They say, like, when you listen to music, your heartbeat like connects to the drum. So it's like we're walking. Almost our heart is a walking drum. Our beat. You know, I hope my beat is going crazy. No, but
Beautifully said, man.
but like no, I just love music, bro. Like I love it. I love it. Like I would like if it had to be like I would rather lose. I'll lose everything before I would lose my ears for real. I'd rather like, you know, for sure.
So what's next for Ricky Taylor, aka NSGTS?
What's next is we have Lit in Space here soon at the Lang Lab. That's like the next show you can catch me at. But what's next is just keep dropping like projects, staying consistent, getting stuff out. I got beats on beats, and just trying to get stuff out in the world. I got like 3 different projects I'm working on in my, you know, I've been working on as the days go by. I'm trying to get stuff out here soon, but as far as right now, just keep dropping remixes and stuff like that, and beats, and just keep blessing the timeline and putting stuff on Bandcamp, getting merch out and stuff like that, bro.
Is there anybody in the 574 that you'd love to shout out?
Oh man, shout out fiance Rihanna. Shout out my brothers. Shout out all my brothers. Shout out my sisters. Shout out my mom and dad. Shout out the family. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone doing their thing in the 574. Keep it rocking in the free world for sure. But yeah.
Little Nardwuar reference.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody in the 574 doing their thing, man. For real. It's all love over here. For real.
I think that's about all I got for you, man.
Yeah. Man, appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
To the eighth wonder of the world, the flow of the century. Oh, it's timeless. Ho! Thanks for coming out tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. H to the Izzo, V to the Izzy. For shizzle, my nizzle used to dribble down and beat.
I got like 3 or 4 different versions of this. And like, bro, we were on the highway to Chicago. I think it was that weekend, and like I did this one in the car, like on the toll road. Like, Chin was up front, Adam was up front, Adam was driving. I had like did this. See if I can find it. No, I gotta say. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite chops of the song. Them keys. That's a church sample though. And it was like, why not put Hove over some organ and some soulful, like, it's very soulful. It's probably one I'm proud of this one for sure. That's the anthem, get your damn hands up. H to the Izzo, B to the Izzy. You are my you are Actually, I'll play the sample. So this is the sample. You are my reason. You are. You are my reason. So right there. You are. Yeah, that's it right there.
That's hard. One last question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why is hip hop important to you?
Man, it's the culture. Like really, hip hop is the culture that really brings everything together. Like literally, like how you see right here on this table. Like you got Kenny G to Soul Soul to Aretha to the Gap Band to like Funkadelics to and just really, you know, you can just take all that and just hip hop is a melting pot that is, you know, it's the culture. Like for real, like it's like all you can really say is the culture. It's just one genre, and there's different genres in hip hop. Like it's different ecosystems in hip hop. Like it's so many different ecosystems in hip hop that hip hop was never dead. It just was like I don't even know if it was resting. It was always alive. Hip hop is always alive. Like I just said, like this is a church sample, and just. This is a gospel church sample, and just to like turn that into this, like,
Ladies and gentlemen, to the 8-1 of the world.
that's just,
The flow of the century.
that's hip hop. That's hip hop right there. It's really the best genre. And, I mean, there's a lot of great genres, but hip hop is everything to me for sure. That's the best answer I could give.
We need to
For sure.
bring back the B-boy.